Well, no, Trevor, how have you been adjusting? Because you moved to Colorado for like a year.
I mean, I moved like 13 times in my life, so I'm kind of used to it.
He was a little bit depressed about there being the lack of Popeye's chicken in Colorado.
Yeah,
so
that
the
was
first
sad.
thing when he came here was that he wanted some Popeye's chicken.
Don't you live near a Popeye's chicken?
I don't want to.
He moved. He moved for the sake of a Popeye's nearby.
Yeah, okay.
It's a really shitty house, but since it has a Popeyes, it's really good.
Our cameramen are moving forward.
Is there more
now.
to it besides you moved from Popeyes and you're really enjoying it?
I moved so I can have somewhere to live, so I can sleep, I guess. It's a nice house.
Where were you staying before your current house?
Are we talking? I was squatting off of James. Me and Joe were leeching off of James for about a month.
I'd like to know, how was that living situation from both of you? And you're each your own perspective.
He has a mansion.
Let's get real on this.
Okay, can I go first?
Yeah.
He has a mansion, so it's like, this is his side, and then this is like the mansion part where we stayed. So we barely seen each other unless he was recording. But I do have, like, the bathroom I was using was near the kitchen. So when they were cooking, they know when I shit.
Who's they?
Keep that fact in mind, right? That factoid that he had his own bathroom. Joe also had his own bathroom. They had their own bathrooms.
What's happening? No, wait. Okay, real quick though on this topic. So then, what was it like from your perspective?
Was I a bad housemate?
Yeah, they were quite nice. They were quite nice.
They were all insecure about him being a roommate.
Was I a bad roommate?
They were quite nice. Trevor didn't really leave the room too much, but they were quite nice. They were, I had to feed them and kind of clothe them and, give them their necessities, but they were quite nice.
Would they eat on your time schedule?
He gave me a lot of nutrition.
I mean,
Nutrition.
yeah, I'd go up to him and be like, hey, you guys want something to eat?
Sometimes he spoon-fed me because my arms are hurting.
But then, for
What
some
were your
reason,
arms hurting from?
Trevor felt the need to break off of the
Wait, why was his
times-
arms hurting though?
His arms hurting?
He said you had to spoon feed him because his arms were hurting.
I don't know. He's memeing. It doesn't make any sense. It's not even real.
Why are you memeing so much, dude?
It's not even
You don't
real.
like it?
Doesn't even make any sense that you just said it.
This is real conversation.
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
not even
mean.
real.
Yeah, we can't
People
edit you
talk real on a
saying shit like
podcast.
that out.
You don't dick
This is
around.
real.
Fuck, okay.
We're gonna figure out our boat
Boring,
situation
dude.
real quick. 'Cause we're-
You want this to be the meme podcast?
Yeah.
That's boring.
So while Trevor was crippled, I spoon fed him baby food. That happened.
Wow.
It actually happened.
Wow,
it
guys,
didn't
can
happen,
you believe
but
it? What were you about to ask before we drift? Oh, politics. Yeah, right. So
But
what,
yeah,
how's
they were
life in
quite,
Trump's
they were
America,
quite
dude?
nice, man. They were quite
Thank you.
nice.
It was a pleasure.
Oh, the
Quite
podcast
nice,
is
man. It's over, I guess. I know. there was something, right, Brett? That maybe again you can. I like bringing these things up to you because you can confirm or deny these things.
Yeah.
Before we moved out here, my mother gave me a warning, like a very specific warning. It wasn't about crime or housing or traffic or anything like that. God bless my mother.
God bless
she was
her.
she was definitely
God
looking
bless your
out for
mother.
me. She told me that I needed to look out here, and she said that she heard from somebody at her job that there's a lot of transvestites out here.
Your
She
mother
said-
specifically warned you
Okay,
about
let me continue. She said,
Are we getting in trouble again?
She said,
No,
you
we'll
gotta
be
be
fine.
careful because there's a lot of them out there and they look really, really good. And that this is actually where they come from. And that's what she heard, that this is where they come from.
They come from?
Yes, where they come
That's
from.
actually a good question because it's like,
Was there a question?
say you meet somebody that didn't disclose their original
I
gender.
think that might be what she was afraid of, that maybe...
Right, but what
You
do you
would fall in love.
Right, if you fell in love, and then later was like, hey,
we're drifting
before
Yeah, I know. I'm just.
before we
it's
take
really
this to the
awkward
next
right now.
level, I have to tell you that these aren't factory
Yeah, I know.
manufactured parts.
Yeah,
These are aftermarket.
they've been replaced, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What are you asking me?
I'm asking you, what do you do?
Well, I was
and
already
if you- and
I was
if you're like-
pre-warned. Were you pre-warned?
I wasn't pre-warned, but I'm asking you this because it's like I want you to answer this honestly, but from either you pull out and specifically what criteria has to be met for you to not be in that relationship,
Okay.
or you're just going to be in it regardless.
Well, I
because
feel like-
Wait,
you
in
believe
this
love.
scenario, he's already in love?
In this scenario, you fell in
Why
love.
am I in the scenario? I was the one getting warned. I already had the
Because
pre-warning.
love
because
can
you brought
strike
it up.
anywhere.
What?
Because of the warning, you thought you would be safe, and then you fell in love
It's more like
anyway.
a judgment of character.
Wouldn't it be like I already have
This
a?
is a trap, is what you're saying.
Who's a trap?
This conversation.
Yeah, he's trying to
is a
get
trap.
me some heat here.
No,
He's
we're
trying to
talking
get me
about
some
traps.
heat.
Okay, yeah, that's the word to use.
What?
The
What'd he say?
scenario-
That's
is
gonna
it?
offend people, dude.
He's not talking about transvestite.
You said traps.
He said traps.
He said we're talking about traps.
Like social life.
Yeah, like social
love.
traps,
Love is
Trevor.
a trap.
What
is
are you
he's
talking
saying.
about?
Dude, you were talking about. Never mind.
Who are you trying to offend this podcast?
No, I'm not offending
You know we
anybody.
have
Relationships are a trap.
We're trying to get
They
sponsors,
are.
Trevor, for this
That's
podcast.
why
I'm not trying to be
That's
offensive
why I'm
either. I'm
lonely.
just saying this is what my mom said before.
Okay, but so now answer his question. You
Right.
fall in love.
I
says-
I feel like that would be something that would need to be disclosed pretty early on, I would hope, right?
It just wasn't.
Are you saying like
it wasn't the right time?
You,
Why are
you
guys-
met in
leave?
Spain. You met in Spain. You were swept away on a whirlwind
Madrid.
weekend. Couldn't help it. You were seeing so many sights, sharing so many amazing meals that all you knew was like, wow, I'm sharing with this amazing person. And at the end of the weekend, she comes up to you and she goes, listen, I have a confession to
You have
make.
to do it in a Spanish accent because they
I
met in
have a
Spain.
confession to make.
Antonio Banderas?
This.
Your voice changed.
This whole weekend, I'm French. Why am I doing
she's
the
French now.
accent? Hey. We can recreate this weekend, but you gotta know, when you come back, accept me as I am. The whole truth. What's your answer?
Well, I mean, I could get back there pretty quickly now that I got some TSA pre-check going on. So that's a distinct possibility. I could easily use my frequent flyer miles, and
Yes,
I can
you
go
must
back
use your
and forth.
TSA
Yes,
pre-check to
your
come
I
see
can
me.
get there real
pre-check.
quick if I wanted to.